Hello everybody, welcome back. I'm on quite the roll, it seems like, with these tastings and reviews. I've got a new one today. I've got the Founders Underground Mountain Brown. Now, I saw this, Travis had this, and I was lucky enough to find it for myself. I believe this is a new one from Founders. This is Imperial Brown aged, brewed with Sumatra coffee aged in bourbon barrels. And let's see what kind of, this is a 2020, so I guess this came out last year, so it's not new, just maybe just popped up. This is an 11.9%. Underground Mountain Brown is the harmonious drinking experience only achieved when our Imperial Brown Ale, earthy Sumatra coffee, and a year aging in caves below Grand Rapids come together. Man, that is so hard to read when you're blind. A team of malts complement the bold Sumatra coffee perfectly, while the Wild Time, geez, man, I need some new glasses. While time spent immersed in oak creates layers of depth and complexity, a celebration of the barrel, the bean, and everything in between. So this is going to be another coffee flavored bourbon aged beer from Founders. This is an ale, apparently. So, in Sumatra coffee, we will we'll give this a little tasty taste. See what we got going on here. And there's another one for our fancy bottle cap collection. That's got a lot of the hits from the espresso, but I think it's going to be a little different. And yeah, you notice I'm drinking this out of a whiskey glass, but that's okay, because I'm just that kind of guy. The big difference here, I think, is going to be that malt, and the maltiness of this. There's a lot of coffee smell in there, but there's a lot of malt. It's dark. Holding it up, I can only catch a little bit of ruby light barely coming through that glass. A nice sticky looking head on it. You know, we like that. It looks like, if I just slid this to you, it looks like a glass of Coca-Cola. That's what it looks like. Same kind of color, almost the same kind of consistency. I'm picking up a little bit of vanilla, a lot of malt, and a lot of coffee. Let's give it a little taste. It's got a real punch to it as I taste it. The longer it's in your mouth, the sweeter it gets. When you first drink it, it's got a real kind of bitter hit at first. The second drink for me is always the best, because that little hit in the back of your jaw has dissipated. Really sweet. A lot of coffee. I like this one better than I like the espresso, to tell you the truth. Maybe because it's more malty. The residue that's left on my lips and my mustache is super sweet. The mouthfeel it's fairly thin, just to tell you the truth. The mouthfeel is thin, but the taste is nice. You get a little bit of the bourbon burn. Let me take a good sized drink and see what it feels like. Even with that big of a gulp, I get a little whiskey burn in the back of the throat, which is nice. It's a pleasant, easy burn. It's not nearly as intense as BCS or something like that, but it's a really nice little beer here. I feel like this is one you could sip on, have a nice dinner with it. It seems to have, and it may just be me, I may be crazy, but it seems to feel like it has more carbonation than the other Founders that I've had. Like it almost feels like a soda. The mouthfeel feels like a soda in your mouth. It doesn't taste like a soda, but the mouthfeel is very similar to if you were drinking a soda or a Coke for us down south. Let it sit here for just a little bit. It is room temperature, but it's kind of cool today, so it's got a great smell, that's for sure. Taste wise, it leans heavily towards black coffee. There's a little bit of sweetness there. Not nearly as sweet as the Panther Cub or the CBS, but it's got a nice little balance of sweetness and bitter. And man, this thing's really got me talking. It's got me describing all kinds of things. It's kind of like if you had if Backwoods Bastard and the Espresso had a baby. Really nice, refreshing beer. I'd rank this somewhere in the middle of my charts if I had to rank it. It's really nice. I wouldn't pass one up. They're really good. It falls somewhere in the middle of the spectrum for me as far as enjoyability. It's good. It's a nice beer. It's just not one of my top beers, but I do enjoy this. The more you drink it, the sweeter it gets, for sure. The first drink really settles in the back of your jaws, and you get that bitterness right off the bat. But as you drink it, it starts coating the roof of your mouth and your tongue, and you pick up those coffee notes and that sweetness, and the malt. Again, that kind of Whopper, the candy Whoppers. It kind of, you pick that up in your nose a little bit. Not a whole lot of chocolate in this one, and that's kind of different. And I think that may be the big difference is, while there is there's definitely a roasty coffee flavor, and there's definitely some sweetness there. It's not heavy on the chocolate taste, kind of the way the KBS or the CBS is. This is more just a like barrel aged black coffee. Nice little beer. If I had to rank this from a 1 to 5 scale, I would give this a solid 3. It'd be right there in the middle. It's a nice beer. It's a good beer. I wouldn't pass it up. But definitely, if you slid this, or you slid a Materfamilias down the bar at me, I'm picking up the Materfamilias, even though this is a nice little beer from Founders. I got a 4-pack of these, so I'm gonna let them age I'll probably sell her up a couple of these if I can, and see how they are a few months from now, or maybe a year from now. I really think it would go really nice if you took the CBS, the KBS, the Espresso, and the Fudge Mackinac, and you kind of lined them all up, which I happen to have all of those beers, so I may just do that. You lined them all up and just kind of did a little taste testing and ranking on those. So far as the Founders beers go for me, it's the KBS, then the Fudge Mackinac, then the CBS, then the Panther Cub, then this one, the Underground Mountain, and the Espresso is kind of my last one. I really didn't dig the Espresso that much. It is way too much coffee. But nice little beer. Pick it up if you can. It's a nice, different experience. It's definitely not the same as any other Founders I've tried. It's different. And next up, in my next video, the guy at the liquor store said that if I like IPA at all, which I've only found one that I kind of liked, this would be the one to try. So this will be my next video. Y'all rock on. Cheers. I'll see you around.